10 things ambitious people do differently. Ambitious people stand out by embracing habits that drive success. From setting clear goals to maintaining relentless focus, they prioritize growth, resilience, and action. Here are 10 things ambitious people do differently to achieve extraordinary results. 1. Set clear, specific goals. Ambitious people understand that vague aspirations rarely lead to success, which is why they prioritize setting clear, specific goals. Instead of simply wishing for success, they define exactly what they want to achieve, ensuring their objectives are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For instance, rather than saying, "I want to be successful," they might set a goal like, "I will increase my sales by 20% within 6 months by expanding my client base and improving outreach strategies." This level of precision eliminates ambiguity and provides a concrete roadmap for action. Additionally, ambitious individuals break down their larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks, creating a step-by-step plan that makes even the most daunting ambitions feel attainable. They regularly track their progress, adjusting strategies as needed to stay on course. By setting deadlines, they maintain urgency and accountability, preventing procrastination. This disciplined approach not only keeps them focused but also fuels motivation, as each small victory builds momentum toward the bigger vision. Ultimately, clear goal setting transforms abstract dreams into tangible results, giving ambitious people a competitive edge in turning their aspirations into reality. Whether in business, personal growth, or career advancement, this habit ensures they are always moving forward with purpose and precision. 2. Take massive action. Ambitious people know that success favors those who take massive action, not those who wait for perfect conditions. While others hesitate, overanalyze, or fear failure, high achievers dive in, understanding that progress beats perfection. They adopt a launch and learn mindset, believing that even imperfect action generates momentum and valuable feedback. Instead of getting stuck in planning paralysis, they start quickly, test ideas in real time, and refine their approach as they go. This bias toward action helps them outpace competitors, seize opportunities, and build resilience through experience. They recognize that waiting for the right time often means missing out, so they prioritize execution over excuses. Mistakes don't deter them, they view setbacks as lessons that bring them closer to their goals. Whether launching a business, learning a skill, or pursuing a promotion, ambitious people commit to forward motion, daily, relentless, and unapologetic. They ask, "What can I do right now?" rather than, "What if I fail?" By embracing imperfect action, they turn ideas into results faster, adapt to challenges, and create their own luck through sheer effort. In the end, their willingness to act boldly, despite uncertainty, sets them apart and accelerates their path to success. 3. Continuously learn and improve. Ambitious people thrive on growth, recognizing that success demands constant learning and self-improvement. They don't settle for existing knowledge, instead, they actively seek new skills, insights, and perspectives to stay ahead. Whether through books, podcasts, online courses, or mentors, they invest time daily in expanding their expertise. They understand that industries evolve, competition intensifies, and innovation never stops, so they commit to being lifelong students. Instead of fearing gaps in their knowledge, they embrace challenges as opportunities to learn. High achievers also surround themselves with mentors and peers who push them to think differently, absorbing wisdom from those who've already succeeded. They reflect on failures, extracting lessons to refine their strategies. This relentless pursuit of improvement keeps them adaptable in a fast-changing world, allowing them to pivot when necessary and seize emerging opportunities. Whether mastering a new technology, refining leadership skills, or studying market trends, they prioritize progress over comfort. By cultivating curiosity and discipline in learning, ambitious people ensure they're always evolving, turning knowledge into action and potential into undeniable success. For them, growth isn't optional, it's the foundation of every achievement. 4. Embrace discomfort. Ambitious people understand that real growth only happens when they push beyond what feels safe and familiar. While most people instinctively avoid discomfort, high achievers actively seek it out, knowing that struggle breeds strength. They volunteer for challenging projects, initiate difficult conversations, and step into roles they're not fully prepared for, because they recognize that competence follows action. Instead of fearing failure, they view it as tuition paid for their education and success. Whether it's public speaking, negotiating, or learning a high-stakes skill, they lean into the nerves and do it anyway. They train themselves to reframe anxiety as excitement, understanding that the same physiological response fuels both fear and peak performance. This habit of embracing discomfort gives them a compounding advantage. While others hesitate at the edge of their comfort zones, ambitious people expand theirs daily. They build resilience by surviving setbacks, confidence by overcoming doubts, and creativity by solving problems in uncharted territory. Even in victory, they don't grow complacent, they seek bigger challenges, knowing stagnation is the true risk. By making discomfort their ally, they transform limitations into launchpads, proving repeatedly that the magic they seek lies just beyond the fear they feel. This willingness to endure short-term unease for long-term growth ultimately separates the exceptional from the average. 5. Surround themselves with high achievers. Ambitious people recognize that their environment shapes their mindset and outcomes, which is why they intentionally surround themselves with high achievers. They understand the power of association, that motivation is contagious and success leaves clues. Rather than tolerating toxic relationships or complacent social circles, they actively seek mentors who challenge them, peers who inspire them, and teams that elevate their performance. They engage in mastermind groups, attend industry events, and build strategic relationships with people who have achieved what they aspire to. These connections provide not just accountability, but also invaluable insights, opportunities, and a higher standard of thinking. Ambitious individuals also practice selective distancing from chronic complainers, energy vampires, and those resistant to growth, not out of arrogance, but self-preservation. They know that 5 minutes with a visionary can spark more ideas than 5 hours with a pessimist. By curating their inner circle with care, they create an ecosystem where excellence becomes the norm, pressure transforms into growth, and collective ambition fuels individual progress. This deliberate networking strategy accelerates their success, as they're constantly exposed to new perspectives, elevated standards, and the unspoken habits of those operating at higher levels. In the end, their associations serve as both a mirror and a magnet, reflecting who they're becoming while attracting greater opportunities. 6. Maintain relentless focus. Ambitious people operate with a laser-like focus that separates them from the crowd. They understand that extraordinary results demand undistracted concentration, so they ruthlessly eliminate time wasters and protect their attention like their success depends on it, because it does. While others succumb to endless scrolling, multitasking, or trivial busywork, high achievers design their days around deep work sessions dedicated to high-impact activities. They set clear priorities aligned with their goals and say no to anything that doesn't move the needle forward. This disciplined focus isn't about working harder, but smarter. They recognize that 90 minutes of uninterrupted, strategic effort outperforms 8 hours of fractured attention. They structure their environment for focus, whether through time blocking, digital detoxes, or creating distraction-free workspaces. Even when tempted by instant gratification, they maintain the long view, asking, does this align with where I want to be? Their ability to sustain concentration compounds over time, allowing them to master complex skills, produce exceptional work, and make progress where others stall. In a world designed to fragment attention, their superpower is single-minded commitment to what truly matters, turning focused hours into extraordinary outcomes while others remain lost in the noise of non-essentials. 7. Develop resilience and grit. Ambitious people treat resilience as their secret weapon, the unstoppable force that turns setbacks into comebacks. While others see failure as a full stop, they see it as a necessary comma in their success story. They understand that every great achievement is preceded by a series of corrections, not perfection. When knocked down, they analyze what went wrong, extract the lesson, and return to the arena wiser and more determined. This grit isn't innate, it's cultivated through deliberate practice, by choosing persistence when others quit, by reframing obstacles as tests of commitment, and by maintaining forward momentum even when motivation wanes. They develop emotional calluses that allow them to withstand rejection, criticism, and temporary defeats without abandoning their vision. What makes them different isn't that they never fall, but how quickly they rise, each time stronger, more adaptable, and more resourceful. Their resilience creates a compounding effect. Every challenge overcome builds confidence for the next, transforming them into unstoppable forces who outlast competitors. In the face of adversity, they don't ask, why me? But, what's next? Proving repeatedly that toughness isn't about avoiding storms, but learning to dance in the rain while keeping their eyes fixed on the horizon. 8. Think long-term. Ambitious people operate with a long-term mindset that sets them apart from those chasing quick wins. They understand that true success is a marathon, not a sprint, and willingly sacrifice short-term pleasures for lasting achievement. While others seek instant results, they plant seeds today that will grow into forests tomorrow, investing in skills, relationships, and opportunities that compound over time. They resist societal pressure for immediate rewards, whether it's skipping frivolous spending to build wealth, declining superficial popularity to cultivate real influence, or choosing challenging work that builds expertise over easy tasks that offer temporary comfort. Their daily decisions pass the decade test. They constantly ask how today's actions will impact their future self. This forward-thinking approach allows them to avoid pitfalls that derail others, impulsive decisions, trend chasing, and burnout from unsustainable hustle. Instead, they build strategic foundations, developing transferable skills, nurturing networks, and creating systems that pay dividends for years. Their patience isn't passive, it's an active choice to endure discomfort now for extraordinary returns later. By keeping their eyes fixed on the horizon while others scramble for crumbs at their feet, they position themselves to claim prizes most never see coming, proving that the greatest advantage in life is the willingness to play the long game when everyone else is distracted by short-term noise. 9. Track progress and adjust. Ambitious people treat progress like skilled navigators, constantly checking their coordinates to ensure they're on course toward their destination. They don't just set goals and hope for the best, they establish measurable milestones and conduct regular performance reviews, often weekly or monthly. This disciplined tracking serves multiple purposes. It transforms abstract ambitions into tangible results, provides motivation through visible evidence of advancement, and most importantly, creates opportunities for strategic adjustments. They celebrate small wins not out of complacency, but as fuel to sustain momentum, understanding that acknowledging progress reinforces productive behaviors. When metrics indicate a strategy isn't working, they pivot without ego, analyzing data to determine whether they need to improve execution or change direction entirely. Their review process combines cold objectivity about results with warm appreciation for effort, creating a balanced approach that avoids both discouragement and delusion. They use tools ranging from simple journals to sophisticated dashboards, but the principle remains the same. What gets measured gets managed, and what gets managed gets mastered. This habit of continuous calibration prevents wasted effort on dead-end paths while accelerating what works, ensuring their energy always flows toward maximum impact. In a world where most people either stubbornly stick to failing plans or randomly shift directions, ambitious people stand out by making evolution a systematic practice, turning even setbacks into setup for smarter comebacks. 10. Believe in self-made success. Ambitious people embrace a powerful self-made mentality. They acknowledge external factors but never let them dictate their destiny. While others attribute success to luck or privilege, high achievers operate with the conviction that consistent effort and smart strategies ultimately shape their reality. This mindset transforms them into unstoppable forces. When faced with setbacks, they don't blame the system, the market, or their upbringing, they double down on improvement. They understand that while they can't control every circumstance, they can always control their response, their work ethic, and their willingness to persist when others quit. This philosophy breeds resilience. Where some see closed doors, they see reasons to build their own keys. They study successful people not to compare advantages, but to reverse engineer principles they can apply. Their self-made belief isn't naive. They recognize privilege exists, but they refuse to let perceived disadvantages become self-fulfilling prophecies. Instead, they focus on maximizing their 100%, outworking, outlearning, and outlasting the competition. This radical ownership becomes their competitive edge, allowing them to turn modest opportunities into extraordinary results through sheer determination. While others wait for perfect conditions, they create momentum through action, proving daily that the most important variable in any success equation is the person staring back in the mirror. Their ultimate truth? Fortune favors those who make themselves ready to receive it. Ambitious people stand apart because they take deliberate, disciplined action. From setting clear goals to embracing discomfort and maintaining relentless focus, their habits create unstoppable momentum. Success isn't luck, it's a series of intentional choices. Adopt these principles, and you'll transform potential into extraordinary results. The only question is, are you ready to begin?